Hello everyone, my name is Evie Lupine. Welcome back to my channel, and today I have another video for you all. I have just gotten back from a week-long trip in the UK. It was a wonderful experience. Unfortunately, I got a sinus infection and I am still dealing with bronchitis as a result of that, so if I sound weird, I'm stuffed up. That is why, and I also don't really have a lot of energy, so this is probably going to be a shorter video. A lot of stuff is going on, and I'm sick, and I need to film videos because it's already been a week since I filmed, and I just want to talk, and it's driving me nuts. So I am just really stressed out, and I thought as a part of that, I would share some positivity with you guys. I don't know if I've ever made a video like this or about this topic before, but I'm really feeling like right now in my life, I need some positivity, so I'm gonna share that with you guys, and specifically in the context of positivity in BDSM and finding confidence in yourself as somebody in the BDSM community, because I think for a lot of us, BDSM is a huge part of our lives. It's something that's very central to who we are as people, how we navigate the world, our relationships, how we interact. And so it can also make us really vulnerable when we interact with others, feeling afraid of being judged for our lifestyle, feeling afraid of being judged for our choices. Are we doing the right thing? Are we doing the wrong thing? Is the community going to agree with my choices? Is the community going to condemn me for my choices? Am I going to fit in? Am I going to make sense to others? Am I going to be able to find a partner? There's a million different worries that can go through your head when you are getting started in the BDSM community. You're learning all these terms and you're trying to find people, trying to find your tribe, as it's often said in the BDSM community. And I totally understand that fear, that worry about not doing the right thing, about not fitting in, happens to pretty much all of us, and it definitely happens to me. But I think at the end of the day, what we need to remember is that this is part of who we are, and at least for most of us. For some of us it is a choice, and I want to acknowledge that, but because for most of us this is part of who we are, and we don't necessarily get to have a say in what our kinks are, what relationships that we enjoy, what styles of play that we want to do, so on and so forth. It's so important to be able to find confidence and be able to find security and feel like you're being acknowledged in those elements of yourself, because nobody else gets to have a say in that but you. And as long as what you are doing is done with informed active consent on behalf of your partner or partners, that is the only thing that matters. Not necessarily, some invisible rule book that doesn't exist about, this is exactly what DDLG is. This is exactly what pet play has to look like. This is exactly what TPE has to be in all cases. And if you feel like, I identify as a little, but I don't like XYZ thing, so how can I still be a little? Or I don't feel like a little, but everybody says that I have to be because I do XYZ thing. Or I think that I might be a pet player, or I call what I do pet play even though I role play as a phoenix. Is that still pet play? All of those things. And I try to get this across as best as I can on my channel, although I think sometimes I don't do as good of a job about it as maybe I should or maybe I can do, so I'll try to make it really clear here, and that is there is no one set way, no one set definition of doing anything in BDSM. BDSM is a giant umbrella, and even within specific subsets of it, like CGL, like pet play, like bondage, you oftentimes get told sort of, this is what this is. That is still open for interpretation. What I try to do in my videos is not tell somebody this is what this is, but more, this is the community consensus and understanding of what this is. So if you're interacting with the community, you can go in and know, generally speaking, this is what most people in the community that are part of that subset are going to agree that it looks like, for the importance of being able to communicate with others so you can find people to interact with, so you have accuracy with your language, so it makes it easier to find partners and find friendship with other people who share similar perspectives and similar desires to you. But that doesn't mean that you are all beholden to those definitions. If you want to be a pet player and you want to role play Chimera of 16 million different pets, if you want to be a little and a pet at the same time, If you want to be somebody who does age play and age regression and CGL all at the same time, and that is what, you feel comfortable with, that's great. If you are just an age player but you don't identify with CGL, that is also great. If you are somebody who considers yourself a slave and you are not part of a TPE relationship, that's also great. If you're somebody who is in a TPE relationship and you don't identify as a slave, that's great as well. By the way, TPE stands for Total Power Exchange. Just realized I didn't define that term, and I probably should. If you're interested more about what that is, link to other videos related will be down below. But nobody gets to decide what you can and can't say that something is, or how you identify in your relationships, or what you find appealing about BDSM. The only person who gets to define that is you. It does not matter if you are 16 different things, if you are a sub and a dom and a mommy and a switch and a pet and all of these things all at once with the same people, with different people, all in different relationships at some times but not others, or if you're just one thing. If the only thing that you like about BDSM is sadomasochism and the only thing that you want to do is bedroom only sadomasochism, that is fantastic because you came to that decision on your own. You decided that was what you wanted, and you should have strength and conviction in that choice and not let anybody else dictate to you what's okay, if your relationship is okay or not, or if you're doing enough to be part of BDSM. Because in the same way where I think people believe that they have to choose between certain categories, it can also sometimes feel like you can be too many things. And I think there is some value when you're being new and you're starting out, being conscious of not doing too much at once because you could hurt yourself. But when you've had time to explore these things and you find multiple things appealing, you don't have to choose between them. Even if you have preferences for your relationship that seem diametrically opposed because you're a switch, or you have very different styles of DS you like to engage in, you can create relationships that reflect what your needs are. And the key skills you need to have for that are being able to negotiate clearly, having good ability of self-reflection, and just in general having confidence and just believing in yourself as a person and believing that you are worthy of having these things that you want. And yeah, so you're wonderful, basically, and nobody else gets to decide your worth in BDSM based on what you identify as, how many things you identify as, if you don't know what you are yet, if it's changed over time, if you're unsure, if you're questioning yourself. Nobody else gets to put you down because of that. Nobody else's rules and definitions and understandings define you, because we all go into this with our own preconceived notions, our own fantasies, our own pictures of what these things are. And because everybody takes their own background into this lifestyle, everybody's definition is going to be slightly different. So I really don't want anything to degrade down into like a definition war, because I don't think that's helpful. I don't think that, helps anybody in the community. But as long as you can understand kind of generally what everybody else in the community is going to understand a term to be, you can define it in any possible way that you want, and it doesn't have any impact on if you are a good or a bad person, if you belong in this community or not. The only thing that matters is that what you're doing with your partner is practicing informed consent, and that you are above the age of majority in the country where you live, and so is your partner. And that is really it. Hopefully you guys thought this video was helpful in some way. Hopefully this helped you feel a little bit more inspired, helped you feel a little bit more better about yourself. I just get so many people who honestly seem really distressed and really worried about fitting in or feeling like they're doing the wrong thing. And I hope for you, if you are one of those people, if you've ever questioned yourself or felt like you were in the wrong place, this offered you some level of reassurance, and I'm happy to do that if I can. But I'm going to go ahead and end it here because I can feel a really big cough coming on, and I am sick, and I think that's all I really have energy for right now, so I'm going to go take a break. And yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this. If you did, let me know. If you have any comments or questions, let me know down below. Links to other videos, social media, all that stuff will be down in the description box. If you really like this video and you really like my content, 1, subscribe to my channel because I make videos twice a week, and 2, you can check out my Patreon. That's the best place for exclusive videos and perks and rewards. That's where I share things like private photo shoots and example demonstrations of bondage ties and BDSM techniques and things like that. So check that out if that interests you, because I know a lot of you guys ask for that kind of thing and I can't put it on YouTube, so it goes on Patreon instead. Anyways, that's it for today. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day and a great rest of your week. Bye bye.